Hello and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Dudetainment Productions. I'm your host, Hippie Ty, and today I'm going to be discussing about what I would like to see in Battlefield 2's multiplayer and campaign. Now, I know we don't know what the next Battlefield game will be. It could be based around World War II, for Call of Duty is doing a World War II game, and to compete with them, DICE may want to release their take on the era, or they may want to hold off on the World War II so people don't get sick of the past era shooters. The reason why I wanted to make this video about Battlefield 2 is so that developers have time to maybe see this video or to get other YouTubers interested in this topic so we can have the Battlefield 2 game that we want. Without further ado, let's first discuss about the campaign. Before I start, I wanted to mention that I have two ideas for the campaign. One of them is not to include a campaign. You'll see soon enough what I mean by this. So for side A, what should Battlefield 2's campaign be like? Well, I do not think it should be like Battlefield 1's campaign style of storytelling. The way they decided to tell the different stories for World War I was different. Sure, it was probably the best story out of the recent Battlefield games. Though telling those mini stories from the point of view from other people was okay, but it was shortly lived. I mean, yeah, the characters were cool once you get to know them, but that's the thing. Once you get to know them, become interested in them, the chapter was done. And it may have left you like, oh, well, okay then, and then have moved on and forgotten about them. Battlefield 1 campaign wasn't bad, but it also wasn't good because it was shortly lived and there wasn't any attachment to any of the characters or stories. So this leads to a bad campaign, for it doesn't give memorable experience to actually want to go back and replay any of the levels. So what can they do to improve the campaign's experience so it tells a good story, has good levels, and an overall enjoyable time? To start, let's think about our setting. World War II. Perfect. Next, our characters. I was thinking something along the lines of a group like the action movie The Expendables. Nothing like the mindless action that the movie brings, but more so the team like the Expendables group, in the sense of these guys are playful with one another, but also can get on each other's bad sides. Also, the group can be made up with people who are the best of the best of their countries. From countries like London, Canada, France, America, and they can have their own differences when it comes to handling certain missions. That will give different gameplay to each level. Like, for example, the French soldier may want to approach a Nazi base stealthily, while the next mission, the American leader of the group is all guns blazing. Instead of having mini stories that show the different events that happened in World War I, with new people in every chapter, I thought this Extendables group would fit perfectly, for they can travel all over the world to visit all the historical events that happened during World War II. So during this campaign, we get to know our Extendables group as a whole and individually, and as well getting to experience all of World War II. Lastly, bigger firefights. This is just for me. I would love to see our group battling it out in a massive gunfight with Nazi forces, with alongside help from other platoons. I felt like in the Battlefield 1 campaign, the only time we had these big battles is when we were in the air or in a tank. Not a lot of it was boots on the ground, and when it was pretty easy to win those fights. Even when you sounded the alarm and all those additional troops came pouring in, you had to shoot your way through them all. There was no problem. It was super easy to roll past them and win the fights. Okay, for side B, I did mention Battlefield 2 should not have a campaign for two good reasons. First, DICE doesn't really make good campaigns anymore. Battlefield Bad Company was probably their last good campaign. By not adding in a campaign, it would save time and money for the developing team. Second reason why they shouldn't include a campaign in Battlefield 2 is the lack of content we had for Battlefield 1's launch. Sure, you can say. But if they took away the campaign in Battlefield 2, we would have less content. Well, yes and no. See, if we did have a forgettable playthrough once campaign, to me, that would be a waste of space when they could have filled it in with more maps and game modes. I would be okay with sacrificing a campaign if it's going to be like Battlefield 1's, so we can have more maps and game modes during launch. So I am going to end this video here. I'm going to do what I want to see for Battlefield 2's multiplayer for another video because I don't like making long videos. I prefer keeping things quick and to the point. Let me know what you guys think. What do you want to see in the next Battlefield campaign? Do you even want one? So let me know down below what you think. Leave a like or a dislike. Share the video with friends if they like Battlefield 2. And you know what? Have a good day. Peace!